Welcome to the Kamber Commentary 2820 Inside Edition, and I'm Ernie Brother. Let's spend the next few minutes looking at one biblical truth that can help us think biblically, live faithfully, and follow Christ more closely. Here's today's insight. It's titled Even Now, subtitled It Isn't Too Late. Joel chapter 2, verse 12. Yet even now. Now, this is God speaking, by the way. So, yet even now, declares the Lord, return to me with all your heart. There are two little words in Joel 2:12 that we ought to never read too quickly. Even now. God says, yet, even now, return to me with all your heart. The CEV puts the thought very plainly. It isn't too late. You can still return to me with all your heart. Think about that. Even now. After what you did, after what you said, after how long you've been away, after ignoring God, after resisting Him, after knowing what was right and choosing something else, after weeks, months, or even years of wandering, God says, even now, return to me. That doesn't mean repentance is casual. God says, return to me with all your heart, with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. This isn't simply feeling bad because life became painful. It is recognizing that something is wrong between us and God and turning back to Him. There is sorrow, there is repentance, there is turning. But don't miss what makes repentance possible in the first place. God is still calling. Joel chapter 2, verse 32. Everyone who calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you come to our church, that verse should sound very familiar because Pastor uses it repeated by Paul in Romans 10:13 almost weekly. Also, Peter quotes them the same verse in Acts 2:21. 3 times in the Bible, the same verse is used. So perhaps somebody listening today thinks, I've gone too far. God says even now. I've wasted too much time. God says even now. I knew better. God says even now. I tried before and failed. God says even now. My life is a mess. God says even now. The enemy would love to convince you that because you didn't return yesterday, there's no point returning today. But God says, even now. Here's the important distinction. God's patience should never become our excuse to postpone repentance. Even now doesn't mean I'll come back later. It means come back now. Today is still an opportunity. The invitation still stands. The door is still open. And the God who calls us to return is not waiting merely to condemn the repentant sinner. He calls us back because He desires restoration. So here's our load checkpoint. Is there something in your life you already know God is calling you to turn away from, or calling you to return to? Don't tell yourself you'll deal with it someday. Someday isn't promised, but you have, even now. Return to Him. Call upon Him. Come with your whole heart, because one of the most important, beautiful phrases a wandering person can ever hear from God is, even now, return to me. It isn't too late, but don't confuse not too late with no hurry. If God is calling, return even now. Thank you for listening.